Hey everybody, Nicholas Snow here on stage at the PRISM Theatre in Palm Springs, California with Drew Sebastian, who is one of the stars of the current production of Making Porn. Hi, Drew.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
So we're going to tell you about the history of the production of Making Porn, when it premiered, a little bit about the PRISM Playhouse, and we're going to learn a little bit more about Drew, who has a legitimate theater background.
Yeah.
After this, go to psprism.com for tickets, or if you want to do the old-fashioned telephoning, you call 760-208-2100. If you're watching this online, you have access to psprism.com. PromoHomo.TV is a mission-driven online television network now streaming worldwide, spotlighting the people, stories, and culture shaping our LGBTQ+ community. To submit a spotlight, share a story idea, or shop mission-driven merch, visit PromoHomo.TV/empower. That's PromoHomo.TV/empower. Find full episodes on the homepage of PromoHomo.TV. So Making Porn is a comedy set in San Francisco in the early 1980s. Ronnie Larsen's official synopsis says it follows 6 people involved in the gay porn industry. And the character breakdown is 5 men and 1 woman. The characters are Ricky, Ray Tanner, Arthur Mack, Jamie, Jack Hawk, and Linda. And you play Ray, who is like so diverse.
Yeah.
So one of the characters actually has a really solid theater background and really wants to be a professional actor.
Right.
And is going into porn reluctantly. You, however, have a legitimate theater background and also ended up in the porn industry. How did that happen?
Well, I mean, I guess I always wanted to do porn since I was a kid, not a little kid, but 15 or so. And, in my 20s, I wanted to do porn, and I just felt awkward. And then I kind of grew into my looks. And I started doing porn when I was 35. So all the way up until my mid-20s or late 20s, I was actually doing theater, and I performed live, at theme parks like Dollywood or in Vegas shows. And then in Houston, I did a lot of gay plays, and a lot of them were naked plays and musicals and things like that. So then, once I started doing porn, I loved it. I had a great time. And I've done porn now for about 15 or 16 years. And in that time, I've kind of started working back into doing the theater. And here I am doing a show that's a scripted show, and I get to play a character that's much like myself.
Well, and here it's a fun role, and the production is fun yet serious. It's very playful, unexpected laughs, and unexpected dramatic twists and turns in the second act.
So that was exciting to hear.
I wonder. Well, my guess is that some people will come to the show because it sort of sounds tittillating, and they're not expecting the dramatic twist in the second act, which I don't really want to name here. I don't want to give that away. But were you aware of where the show went?
So I think we're doing that pretty well.
Well, one of the things that I want everyone to know is that this is a gay, body-forward, sex-positive comedy landing in a city with a large LGBTQ+ community, a mature queer audience, and a theatrical culture that embraces camp, candor, and risk. And one of the things I appreciate about the PRISM Theater is they don't take themselves seriously. They break the fourth wall, which is the barrier between the performers and the audience. And it really includes everybody in the show. One of the things I wanted to ask you is, what do you think are preconceived notions about adult entertainment performers that are just simply not true?
Well, by people who watch porn or who don't watch porn, and then the people who are also adult entertainers themselves. A lot of times, people think that that's like the end of the road for certain people. They think that once people have done porn, there's nothing else for them to do. Since I came along in 16 years ago, I've noticed a lot of people actually like go on to become lawyers or become like I became a chef the same time that I was starting to do porn. I was in Le Cordon Bleu culinary school, and you know, I've had a big cooking career as well as doing porn. That's one of the biggest misconceptions is I think people think that it's an end of the road kind of career for some people. And unfortunately, there have been a lot of actors, models who have thought that it was the end of the road for them, and then they passed themselves away, you know, either because they thought that there was nothing left for
You
them.
mean they died by suicide?
Yes, by suicide or by drugs.
Okay.
You know, but you know, in the whole time that I've been doing porn, I've been wanting to try to encourage people to just, you know, find another path. You can do something else. You can do something while you do porn. You can do something after porn, and that's one of the biggest things that I think I've been wanting to share with people over my career.
Well, you know, as someone with 25 years of sobriety myself,
Mhm.
I've known many people who've struggled with addiction, and also right now, addiction in the gay community is really intertwined with drugs,
Yeah.
and also there's been a lot of shame inflicted upon our community over decades for a variety of reasons,
Mhm.
from homophobia, bullying, even HIV status.
Mhm.
So it takes a lot of work personally to grow up in these sorts of environments in a culture that oppresses us to
Mhm.
really hold your head high and to love and accept oneself. And I think you're an example of someone that just is who you are and
Mhm.
living in an interesting life.
We live in a really great time right now, you know, because the things that I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and the influence that I had was you got to be masculine, you can't like musical theater, you can't like being in shows. When that is so much farther from the truth. And it's straight guys are into musical theater. Like a lot of people, it's you can do whatever you want to do now. You don't have to be this toxic masculine kind of person, you know, and we can have girlfriends who are, you know, straight or even lesbians. You know, there's no there are no rules these days, and you know, we're learning how to actually carry ourselves that's going to make ourselves happy. And I think that's something that we live in a great time that we can do that, because it wasn't always like that. You know, the societal pressures to try to keep us, you know, like, you know, just everybody had to be, you know, masculine and butch, and you know, or you couldn't be you know, feminine or whatever. Now just be yourself.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
When we come back, I'm going to let you know when he's leaving the production because someone else is going to fill in
Mhm.
for him. And I'm going to remind you how to get tickets. And I have a couple of interesting questions I still want to ask him
Okay.
after this. I want to thank you for watching and take a moment to thank my media partners. KGay 103.1 Palm Springs. Ask your smart speaker to open KGAY. GayDesertGuide.lgbt. The Palm Springs Post, locally owned neighborhood news. And Pink Media. Find them at pinkmedia.lgbt. PromoHomo.TV is a viewer-supported online television network. For exclusive content, pledge as little as $10 a month at patreon.com/PromoHomo.TV. Now let's hear from some of my very generous patrons.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Samlo.
And I'm Kelly Watson. We love supporting PromoHomo.TV and Nicholas's work. The importance of LGBTQ media cannot be overemphasized.
And Nicholas makes this world a better place for all of us.
But once we can, we will.
And he's going to Costa Rica to go to massage school. So keep your eyes on his social media when he gets back here into the Palm Springs area,
Yeah.
because you'll have a very talented person available for you. When were you first naked on stage in front of a live audience? What was the context, and uh, how did you prepare for such an experience?
I had just moved to Houston, Texas, and I was asked to be. I had finally gotten my body looking really good. I was go-go dancing, and I had abs. I was skinny as hell, skinny as hell. I must have been 24 years old, and I was asked to do a play called The Party, and it's kind of a famous play, and but I was the Christmas present for one of the guys that was in the cast or in the show, one of the characters. And throughout this whole show, we play a game in the living room, and we kind of like, it's like a truth or dare kind of game. So I guess I was dared to do jumping jacks, and I had to do jumping jacks while I was naked. And the whole time I was doing jumping jacks, it kept getting harder and harder and harder. And that was my first experience with being naked on stage.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I don't know how I prepared for it. I just did it.
All right, so let's ask the same question about your first role in a porn film.
Yes.
How did that come about, and how did you prepare for that?
Well, I knew I wanted to do porn. I saw my first porn magazine, gay porn magazine, when I was 15, and when I was 25, I wanted to actively go into porn, but I got into a relationship, and he was encouraging me to, but I was so smitten that I didn't want to do it. And then when I was 35, I was escorting, and I decided that I wanted to go to San Francisco, and I had a client who was going to bring me to San Francisco for the week, and he recommended that I checked to see what studios were filming. So I did. I applied to a few studios, and I got a call back from Treasure Island and Titan. And after talking to them, I went with Treasure Island. So my first shoot was with Treasure Island.
Wow. So I have one more question that I want to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
We now live in a world of content creators, OnlyFans, just for fans. It seems like there's just as many people on the gay apps who are looking for collaborators to be on camera with them versus actual dates. And I'm wondering how you view that sort of content culture in which anybody who wants to can be an adult entertainer. And what would you say to people that are considering it in terms of a cautionary tale if needed?
Well, I think there's a lid for every pot. So I think there is a market out there for whatever you have to offer. I say go for it. I say do it. I also say cautionarily, if you try to do this as a career, just like any kind of creator platform, you need to make sure that you will continue with it. It's a lot of work. You have to be able to continue with making the video, making the content, posting the content, promoting yourself. It is a lot of work. And I started doing that for a while, and it's just hard to keep up with. I have so many other interests and things that I want to do. And I think that, for me, I do have an OnlyFans. I might still have my Just for Fans, but I just can't keep up with it. It's so much.
I just thought of one more question. I'm the producer and the host. I get to do that. What is it that you've done in your life that has been the primary source of your income over time? What has been your most lucrative career that has sustained you throughout?
I would say sex work.
Okay.
Yeah, escorting, sex work. When I started doing porn, that really did sustain me for 10 of the 15 years. And as I've gotten older, there's still a market for me. I still get asked to do scenes. I don't really want to do as many scenes right now as I used to do, but for a while that was really sustaining me financially. I'm going into this wellness kind of a wellness brand, gratitude, massage. I'm doing my chef work again. I'm a private chef. I do healthy cuisines. I'm writing my cookbooks. I'm doing a gratitude book. So these things I'm working on now, and it's a whole wellness brand. I'm working on being a personal trainer again. I had a certification that I let lapse, but I'm taking the test so that maybe I have a family out there that wants all of that in one package, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for. So, just I guess I was really big in the gig economy before the gig economy became a big thing, because I don't do just one thing. I do several things. And so, yeah, sex work was the main source of income. But I also love my creative side.
Well, sex can be very creative.
It's very creative.
So I'm going to give them some more information, but I want you to think about anything you want to add that we haven't talked about. So you can plan your evening like that. Go to psprism.com for tickets, or if you want to do the old-fashioned telephoning, you call 760-208-2100. If you're watching this online, you have access to psprism.com. Is there anything you would like to add that we haven't talked about?
I'm just having a blast, and I love being a part of this family that is the PRISM Theater. I have a lot of people in town who have come to see my cabaret shows, and I want you all to come and see this show. It's another part of me, but come see all the shows here at PRISM Theater. And I've heard a lot about your channel, so I'm excited to be on your channel. So yeah, that's about it. I'm having a blast, and come have a blast with us.
That sounds like a great way to end. Come have a blast at the PRISM Theater. Follow Drew. What's your social media handle?
I've got Drew Sebastian X on Instagram and on Twitter, or X. And you can also follow me on Facebook at Andy Clements.
His birth name, Andy Clements.
Yeah, it's with like Instagram and Facebook and is it X, whatever all those when you
Blue
want to
Sky, Threads.
When you want to, I don't do those, but like when you want to have that little check mark,
yes,
you have to use your real name, or I use my real name, Andrew Clements. So just use all of that.
He's in the Google machine.
I'm in the Google,
and you can find everything about the PRISM Theater at psprism.com. Until next time with Drew Sebastian, I'm Nicholas Snow.
Thank you so much.
In a safe place, I got room to breathe. Been a long chase, but at last I'm free. These open woods, I knew I could find peace here. Nothing like the city where I got tired of the running, the catching up. I got hungry for the stunning high mountain tops. So I made some plans, some dreams to catch, to promised lands, to find my path, see the planet.
I want to thank you for watching and take a moment to thank my media partners. KGay 103.1 Palm Springs. Ask your smart speaker to open KGAY. GayDesertGuide.lgbt. The Palm Springs Post, locally owned neighborhood news. And Pink Media. Find them at pinkmedia.lgbt. PromoHomo.TV is a mission-driven online television network now streaming worldwide, spotlighting the people, stories, and culture shaping our LGBTQ+ community. To submit a spotlight, share a story idea, or shop mission-driven merch, visit PromoHomo.TV/empower. That's PromoHomo.TV/empower. Find full episodes on the homepage of PromoHomo.TV.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Samo.
And I'm Kelly Watson. We love supporting PromoHomo.TV and Nicholas's work. The importance of LGBTQ media cannot be overemphasized.
And Nicholas makes this world a better place for all of us.